going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to part 2 of our Madden 20 realistic rebuild of the New Orleans Saints. You know, I thought about ending it just after one part. I guess there could be an argument that once you win a Super Bowl, if you can win a Super Bowl in the first part, you don't really need the second 5 years. But I figure, if that's the style of rebuild that we're doing, I don't want to shortchange any team. And there is definitely an appeal to making a dynasty while you are in a rebuild. You won one. Well, are you going to be able to maintain a level of success? Are you going to come up and have some issues with your salary cap? Are you going to have to have a mini rebuild after that Super Bowl because you spent so much money, you're not going to be able to retain that team. So we will be continuing here for years 6 through 10 with the New Orleans Saints, coming off of a Super Bowl victory here in Super Bowl 59. We're at 89 overall squad. We got Jamie Newman, not the quarterback we wanted when we started. We thought we were going to get, a chance to Taysom Hill, or maybe we get Jameis Winston. And then those guys, it didn't work out. It was not going to play out that way. We got Jamie Newman. He was a star-dev quarterback. Didn't look anything special. We got him on a brand new contract, and then he had a breakout season. So this is a perfect scenario. As, Alvin Kamara, 96, but he's 30. So you know that regression's hidden. Michael Thomas, 97, but he's 32. He's already started to regress. Michael Gallup, almost 30. Adam Troutman, almost 30. Ryan Ramczyk, 31. Eric McCoy, still not too bad. Ruiz is fine. Terran Armstead, what's this guy? 34. So this is an offense. Just from the offense alone, my God, we're going to have to rebuild this thing. Defensively, Marshawn Lattimore, 29. We got Marcus Williams, 28. Zach Bond, who's Superstar X Factor, 28. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, 27. So, most of this team is, pretty old, especially on the offense. The offense very shortly is going to be Jamie Newman, Ruiz, and McCoy. Everyone else, super old. Maybe it's Morion Terry. What's he, 26? 25, so we should be good there. So it's going to be definitely an interesting part 2 of a rebuild, especially understanding that after winning Super Bowl, we're trying to win a dynasty, and being able to keep on replacing these guys eventually without missing a beat is certainly going to be a challenge. So let's get through this offseason. Let's kick into year 6 as we look to defend our Super Bowl title. Strategy period, we have $9 million. I don't like spending money right off the rip, even though, right there, Kyle Pitts would be a great fit for this offense. Definitely higher ceiling. We got Trey Smith at guard. We could get a little bit younger, but I'm just going to, let's just settle in. Let's start to get an idea where our roster structure is going to be for this part 2 rebuild before we start signing money. So also, I don't know how or why I got this, but I had 3 first-round picks. Now, this seems like a very overwhelming sentence of information. I wish I remember how I acquired this many picks. I know I traded a bunch of future picks, but okay. Well, top to bottom, an outstanding draft. Literally, the average overall of this draft was probably a 71 for all these picks. I don't think we got a whole lot in terms of dev traits. In the second round, we got Orlando Lacey, a tight end out of Minnesota, who had a hidden dev, and he's a blocking tight end, so not much of a receiver right now. But, that's pretty nice. We got a 76, Gabe Sith from Ohio State, 76, hidden dev, scheme fit. Nice. Exactly what we want there. We got a running back, Trey Faison, 74, hidden dev out of Alabama, to be groomed to be the heir to Alvin Kamara, who's getting out. He's 30, 31. And then we get the number 3 player in the draft, Lionel Smith out of Florida. Fortunately, the dev trade is not there, but he's still, you can't complain anytime you get a guy that's 75 overall plus, regardless of dev trade in the draft. He's going to be a really, really solid player for us. So, I don't know. I really wish I could tell you. It's been 4 days since I recorded the last Saints. And I remember, at least at some point in that ending of the Saints rebuild, I was like, we have to go year 6 because we have Jamie Newman on a cheap contract and I have 3 first-round picks. I just hope I explained how I got that, because I wish I obviously it was a trade, draft picks. I must have traded a first to get a future first at least one of these. And I don't know. I can't explain how it happened, but we are here and we got 4 tremendous players in this draft, which is great because we didn't spend any money on anyone in free agency. So in year 6, we actually got hit with a fairly early bye week, so really too early to see where we're going to be at this season. But 2-1, Panthers 3-1. Coming up for the bye, Smith got himself a little skill point here. We're talking about contracts. What do we got? I think Jalen Twyman is going to be the big one. 96 overall. Absolutely give you a 5-year deal. Okay, wants more money. Alvin Kamara. We have Alvin Kamara's replacement. Now, the gamble is going to be for him. Is he going to maintain that rating? His running backs get hit with that regression pretty damn bad. And at this point, I'd be more inclined to give Marcus Williams a 3-year deal than I would Alvin Kamara. Obviously, there's a 2-year age difference. And we just drafted Alvin Kamara's replacement. Oh, I don't want Derek Carr. Back up. But Kamara's been so good for us. And that's not like ridiculous money, you know? I think we should be able to sign these 3 for sure. At the end of year 6, trying to defend our Super Bowl title, even though I think we won 3 of our last 4. We finished 9-7, which, you know, can be good enough to make the wild card. It was, hell, it's 9-7 in Madden. Usually good enough to make the Super Bowl. We actually didn't make it. So an absolute nothing season here for the New Orleans Saints, especially winning the Super Bowl a year ago. That has got to be disappointing. Jamie Newman definitely regressed a little bit, played not like a top 10 quarterback. Kamara was really good. I'm glad we re-signed him. Facing the rookie, 6 touchdowns. I like that. No dominant receiver, which is never ideal. Defensively, nothing too crazy. 9.5 sacks, Betts. 8.5 from Sith. That's actually pretty damn impressive for a rookie. 4 picks, Marshawn Lattimore. Yearly awards MVP went to Saquon Barkley in the NFC. Saquon Barkley. We got Khalil Mack, who's now on the Cardinals. Lionel Smith, our corner, got it. Oh, how did Sith get 8.5 sacks and not beat out Smith, who I don't think had a single interception? It's less than ideal, but it's just an off year. Perfect way to get the rebuild started, to remind us that our shit does smell, and you know, got some work to do here in year 7. Well, that's a lot of money to be over the salary cap. All right, so we are crazy over the salary cap. There are a couple of contracts that make sense in a way to get rid of. First off, we have Michael Gallup. He's about $5 million. Even though, I mean, he's been disappointing. And a big one here. This is a big loss. It's just we have to free up money. And Marshawn Lattimore has regressed down to a 79. That's not good. We free up a lot of money moving on from him. So, yay, we're in the green. And we lost 2 solid players. So, anytime we start a free agency period off by having to just lose players, it's never ideal. But we follow that up with a very solid draft with limited picks. We get a 67 in the 4th round. We get a 64 wide receiver from West Virginia with a hidden dev. So that's pretty cool. We get a 77 defensive end in the 2nd round. Nick Bowen, we traded up for him. Scheme fit. Kind of was hoping there'd be a dev trait there. Dude looks like the next Khalil Mack out of Buffalo. And because we moved on from Lattimore, I really wanted to bring in a corner here. And we got Marcus Long from Ohio. The Bobcats, 76. Hidden dev, 6'2", 191. So we replace a Ohio State shutdown corner with an Ohio hopeful shutdown corner here in Marcus Long. So as we start year number 7, looking to rebound from not making the playoffs. We are trying our best, obviously, to mitigate the regression. That's the biggest thing here. Actually, we'll probably go younger at tight end. That might be the best move that we could make. I don't know why. Oh, because he's our starting fullback. That's less than ideal. There we go. I think Lacey probably would better stop there. But really, you know, again, we're at this point in this rebuild, we are fighting off regression. Trying to remain relevant while fighting off the regression. It's just the contracts we have in place, the people that we have in place. We gotta try to mitigate that as best we can. We'll be pretty cool in the D-line to get Jalen Twyman into the 99 club. That'd be decent. Big transitioning period at corner. No more Marshawn Lattimore, who's been a fixture of the secondary since we've started this rebuild. Zach Bond, I think, is regressing just a little bit as well. Well, good luck. Be better than last year. Please be better than 9-7. Out of the bye in year 7, we're 5-4. It's not a brutal record, and we are top of the NFC South. So let's just maintain this. 10-6, hypothetically, should be able to get it done. Contracts, we have Ryan Ramczyk, 32. He wants to be at least 35. He has not really regressed that much, so we'll keep a hold on to him. Other than that, Jesus. Okay, what do we got? We got Cornell Lewis, middle linebacker, 5-year deal. He's been really solid. So we got him. Jalil Betts at D-end. He's also been solid. That's a lot of money, though, for a guy that I actually can't recall him being better than solid. That is big-time money right there. We don't need Joyce because we have that other younger tight end that has a dev trait. So Betts. I mean, what has he done for us? Let's see. He's been a guy that gets like, what, 7 sacks a year? Look, that's You've had one breakout year, 2 okay years, and you want $12 million? What's that cap hit? Absolutely not. You are not getting paid. And how does that face match up? Look, that face, bald cue ball, match up with that. Huh? It just doesn't. Just doesn't. And at the conclusion of Season 7, we're back in the playoffs with a 10-6 record. Our 4th divisional title of this realistic rebuild, which is pretty good. Even though we got to run the gauntlet. But I'm fine running the gauntlet because I got a pretty good squad. Even though Jamie Newman, my God, has pretty much peaked after winning the Super Bowl and getting that new contract. He has not been overwhelmingly good the last 2 seasons. Our rushing attack is fine. It's on point. Alvin Kamara's been a beast. Glad we re-signed him. No, again, just, see Michael Thomas. When was the last? Look at Michael Thomas. For the most of his career, he's been like a 99 X factor. And let's see, he's gone over 1,000 yards with us. 1, 2, 3, 4. And barely. He's gone barely over 1,000 yards. 60, 33 by 5 yards. He's had one Michael Thomas-esque season. Even that's putting it lightly. So, I don't know. Again, one of my bigger pet peeves. I hope Madden 21 sim is a lot more realistic. We slowly start to fix the sim stats for scrambling quarterbacks. We need to fix them for premier wide receivers because it's just not rewarding. Zach Bond led the team 108 tackles, 3 sacks. We got 11 sacks from Sith, 10.5 from Jalil Betts. Of course, he has a breakout year. The year we decided not to pay him. That is Madden for you. 4 picks. Lionel Smith, like seeing that. Yearly awards. MVP went to Russell Wilson. NFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Russell Wilson. Alvin Kamara coming in at number 3. Jamie Newman at 10. Defensive Player of the Year went to Roquan Smith. Offensive Rookie of the Year, George Savage. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Morris. And then for the individual awards, Lionel Smith is the best defensive back. That'd be pretty dope if he can go up a dev trait because of that award. But we got to run the gauntlet here. First up, hosting the 10-6 LA Rams. We got this playoff experience. That's what they don't have. Okay? The Rams are known for just getting embarrassed by the Patriots in the Super Bowl. We've actually had a Super Bowl with this unit. This might be our last chance, really, because you never know. The regression gods could literally hit all of our 30-plus players with a -4 this offseason. They could be shells of their former selves. So I do think that this year, year 7, maybe we could retool for maybe a year 10 push, but I do think this year is going to be our last good shot at winning another Super Bowl before this team comes into a rebuild, another mini rebuild. And that's a great win here. Starting the gauntlet off, dropping 35 points on the Rams, 4 touchdowns for Jamie Newman, outdueling Jared Goff as the Saints move on to the divisional round. 5 Dallas Cowboys. We're going to Jerry World. Dallas is another team very similar to us. Zeke Elliott, Amari Cooper, Dak Prescott, all these guys. This is probably getting very close to Dallas's last window. So what team wants it more? What team of veterans, of old heads, wants to be able to get a victory? And it's looking like right now Dallas is showing out in front of their home crowd. Come on. Do it for Alvin. Alvin and the Camaras. Gotta hate that commercial. There we go. Down 8. Defense gets the stop. 4th down. We'll come in. We'll see if we can get this 4th down conversion. 4th and 6. We'll go bench. We got Michael Thomas. We'll go Michael Thomas all the way. All right? We got this. He's double coverage. I don't care because he's Michael Thomas. Oh! What was that? How did that animation happen? What? The Minneapolis Miracle, and we get the 2-point conversion. We're going to overtime. Oh, my God. I do not win a lot of games in overtime. Look at this, man. It's gone. How many drives? What was that? This is almost a tie. I don't care we're able to win, but how many times did either of us cross the other, at least got in the other team's territory and get no points? Michael Thomas, 8 catches, 116 yards. It's the Saints outlast Dallas in overtime to move to the NFC Championship game. Boy. Super Bowl on the line, and we're going up against an 8-8 Minnesota Vikings team. 500. Oh, this is going to be bad. They got Dalvin Cook, Breven Jordan, Daniil Hunter, Fletcher Cox, Mike Hughes, Adam Anderson from Georgia, and then 3 random guys. Oh, they're 8-8. We're going to lose by 40. For once in your life, have this play out. how it should properly play out. You know? That's all I'm asking for. And at least it looks kind of competitive right now. We're scoring, they're scoring. It's not a blowout. It's not like they got like two or three instant touchdowns early in the game, and it's completely out of reach. The defense doing a pretty solid job at holding us to field goal attempts, but we go into halftime with a 3-point lead. Super Bowl is on the line. Can't reiterate that enough. Up 6. There we go. Nice touchdown there. Our defense is starting to shore up. They went for it on 4th down, missed it, able to give us pretty much a gimme field goal. They've gone for it on 4th down twice and have failed. Full kudos to them for going for it. But there we go, man. Finally, we demolished an 8-8 team like we most likely should. Hear me out. We always complain about this. That 8-8 team, I would say if you play them 10 times, they should be able to beat you 3. Like, give me 70% of the time the team that's better wins in Madden. But in reality, it honestly might even be like 60-40 you lose. Either way, impressive performance. Jamie Newman, 3 touchdowns, 162 yards from Alvin Kamara as the Saints are heading to the Super Bowl here in year 7. Super Bowl is against the 9-7 Colts. They're on their own miraculous. I mean, we're only a 10-win team, I guess. The Colts, they got Justin Fields, Dre Greenlaw, T.Y. Hilton. How old is he now? Quentin Nelson, T. Higgins, DeForest Buckner, Darius Leonard, Kenny Moore, Kyle Fuller. It's a talented roster. Do they have more X factors than we do? Oh, it's about even. It's about even. All right. Try to get our second Super Bowl. Let's go. Fields, Jamie Newman. The castaway at Georgia, and the other guy that castawayed to Georgia. And we got a nice lead here. 14-3. Playing smoothly. Defense doing their job. Stifling Justin Fields a little bit until they're able to get a touchdown at the dime moment. But we also get one. Yes! All the momentum is still with New Orleans in the second half, and our defense is just suffocating them. They are not getting into our territory. Getting lots of punts. This should be over. Points on this drive, it's over. 38-10. Domination. It's just not the Colts' time. It's our time. This was our last window, and there is our second Super Bowl title. Through 7 years, we have 4 divisional titles and 2 Super Bowls. None of those came when we had Drew Brees, unfortunately, for Saints fans. But 2 Super Bowls, getting the 3rd Super Bowl in franchise history. Makes Jamie Newman a 2-time winner, and we still got him on, I think, 3 years, $45 million contract. Even though we did have our issues with the salary cap, anytime you have a franchise quarterback on an affordable deal, especially when some of these old guys go, I think how we have to view this now is like when the Armsteads and the Ramchicks and the Michael Thomases and the Alvin Kamaras, there's going to come a point, probably like year 9, that we're going to be able to dump those salary and make a real big go of it year 10. If they even regress too bad, we might have a chance just to keep on keeping on. The most Super Bowls we've had in a realistic real, we got 3. The Las Vegas Raiders, we had 5 divisional titles and 3 Super Bowls. The only other one that kind of rivals this, we had the Buffalo Bills, where we had 8 divisional titles and 2 Super Bowls. Right now at the Saints, we're 4-2. I think we have a chance. We have a chance to maybe make this one of the best rebuilds yet in terms of success. So this is Super Bowl number 2. We still have years 8, 9, and 10. Let's do some damage. You actually have a little bit of money now, $26.9 million. Unfortunately, not a lot that we're looking for. I mean, Crocker here, he's a superstar wide receiver. He's only 26, but the bids on him are massive. 105 from the Chargers. I mean, maybe give him 4-year. Probably got to go like 7-3. Give that like, this is going to have to be our guy. I mean, Michael Thomas is regressing. Something like that. I don't know if that'll give us the top bid. Ties. This could be a tough one. Let's see if I can get a 1-point bid, and then I'll get the wide receiver. We'll go 1 point there, and we'll buy, because we have so much coach points anyway, the wide receiver free agency influence. Maybe that'll be good enough to get that superstar dev wide receiver. Come on. We need to get some youth into our core here. And come on, get the Super Bowl. Come on. Why would you want to come to a 2-time Super Bowl? Annoying. So we peaked mid-draft. I didn't really like the depth in this year's draft class, so we made, the sim actually hooking, okay, obviously a bunch of garbage picks here, but the sim hooked me up with a 68 tackle and a 69 strong safety. Shout out to the sim for finally coming through. I got a 67 corner, 68 wideout. I got a 71 corner in the 3rd round, a 75 QB only guy on my draft board worth drafting. We don't have a legit backup. There's a chance, again, more so, we're very happy with Jamie Newman for the most part. His stats aren't, breathtaking, but he's finding ways to win. He has 2 Super Bowls. But again, this guy here, more so, could be a trade piece, a couple years down, especially if it's a dev trade. But our big pick here was Kai Sanford out of Baylor, 74, with a hidden dev, continuing just to add depth to this secondary. And hopefully, I think this is the 3rd corner in this rebuild we've drafted that had a dev trade. All of them so far have been star. It would be pretty nice to finally get a superstar, a guy that could very well be the proper successor to an elite shutdown corner like Marshawn Lattimore that we had a couple years ago. Number 8, looking for Super Bowl number 3, divisional title number 5. And we're still holding on, man. Michael Thomas regressing. Alvin Kamara's not too bad. Same with really Ramchick. Ramchick's been holding on to his rating very nicely. And Alvin Kamara, which is, that's hey, I'm not going to complain about that. Twyman's now in the 99 club, rightfully so. Bond actually didn't regress. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson hasn't been regressing. And we got a nice young core of corners. Nice. This is looking good, man. We're looking good for year number 8. We're looking good. Can we, what are we, 90? Oh, yeah. We're definitely winning the division here. Going over our bye in year 8, we're 5-3-1. Okay, off the mark. Carolina, Tampa ahead of us. A little worried. But also, 5-3-1, we're still, we could have both wildcard teams come out the NFC South. So let's just keep on keeping on. Contracts, we got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. I'm pretty much will reluctantly sign him to whatever he wants. Gator bias, whatever you want to call it. This is going to be a tough year. This is going to be a year we got some decisions to make. So Younger's depth, can't pay him. Copper is also depth. But if we can hold on to someone like him and continue to develop him, that will be fine. Ellerby is also, what's he looking for? 3. Give you something like that. I want to keep the guys that are going to definitely go into their 80s. What about Dorsett? Give you like a 6-year deal, maybe? Come on, there we go. We got Billups. We can replace him. We honestly can replace him with someone younger, 3 to 4 years younger. Armstead, if he keeps taking 1 years, it's not the worst thing we could do. Zach Bond wants a 2-year for a guy at that age. That's reasonable to play. Eric McCoy is also, I always want to try to defact to keeping the real players on the squad as long as I can. So really, we'll definitely come back for Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. I think we might up Armstead very little. If he wants a lot more money, we got to let him walk at 36. Plus, he might just straight up retire, right? So, yeah. We spent our money fairly. We still got a lot of money that we don't have to worry about being in the red come next year's free agency period. I guess how this rebuild's going to go is we suck, win a Super Bowl, then we suck, and then we win a Super Bowl. That'll be fine. As we finish 7-7-2. 2 ties. Brutal. Stats, Jamie Newman. Touchdowns are up. 3,600 yards, 31 touchdowns, 8 picks. I'll take that. Alvin Kamara is starting to slow down here just a little bit, but still a season that can hang his head high. Just again, struggling to have a dominant wide receiver here in New Orleans. Defensively, Bond had a huge year. 120 tackles, 8 TFLs, 5.5 sacks, 9 sacks. Trevor Dunn, 7 for Jalen Twyman. Picks are down. Only 3 total interceptions. We had the number 12 offense. We had the number 24 defense. That is not good. Brock Purdy is your MVP. Offense player of the year, Dak Prescott, Fred Warner. Don't think you're going to see any Saints, which you do not. Just a complete write-off of a year here in year 8. Let's get into year 9. For free agents this year, we actually have a little bit of money. It's a transition year. We were unable to resign Teron Armstead. That's the big guy, the big loss. And you see some huge names at the top end of this list. But I think we're going to go a little under the radar here. Marcus Williams has regressed to a 77. And we have a zone, which is a scheme fit for our free safety. Julius Donaldson, 80-25 out of South Carolina. Makes a whole lot of sense to bring him in, convert him to free safety, and just get younger at that position. Able to finally find a trade partner. We flipped Maslowski, that quarterback we got in the second round, and Marcus Williams, who's now a backup, or was going to be a backup, to the Denver Broncos for pick number 9 in the 2028 draft. So take a look at our draft recap. Following the trend, we've had very good drafts in this episode. We got 60, 70, 66, 68, 68. We got a 71 DN in the second round. With our 2 first-round selections, we had to go at least 1 pick on the O-line. We got Lewis Carpenter from Central Florida. 77 normal. I mean, I guess if there's one spot I wouldn't really care about a dev trade, it would be the offensive line for the most part. Then anytime you see a decent wide receiver, you almost have to pick it, especially given how old our wide receiver core is. So we got Everett McMillan out of Texas, 75 hidden dev. Good speed, good catch, and good route runner, especially deep route running, deep threat. Nice. Worked out well. Okay, year 9, the trend. We're going to win a Super Bowl this year, okay? That's the trend. That's the theme. That's the pattern. No real changes to the offense outside of Dorsett. Will be starting at tackle. We flipped him from guard to tackle, taking over for Taron Armstead. Carpenter, our second first-round pick, will be starting at right guard. The offense outside of that remains the exact same. Defensively, pretty much the same. Cohesion. Keeping the same group together. Long came out. He must have got that new dev trade. Yeah, he did. He got a superstar dev. I don't know how he got that, but sick. Never going to complain about that. Adding another superstar playmaker to the defense. This team, again, it's cohesion. It's familiarity. It's keeping team chemistry. We're good to go here in year 9. And the pattern all dictates we should win the Super Bowl this season. Super early bye here in year 9, which is, it's too tough to get an idea where you're at. I don't know how we're ahead of the Panthers, but we are. As a 3-0 squad, we have a breakout scenario here for our tight end Lacey. I believe that's who this is going to be for. Lacey needs 150 yards to go out to superstar dev. Good luck in the sim. This is always, the tough free agent period because these are guys that we want to be here for the entire of the rebuild, the entirety of it. Well, we'll start at 1. And I definitely want to keep Alvin Kamara. If we can have Alvin Kamara for all 10 years of the rebuild, I think it's going to be worth it. Especially I want to see where he finishes. We have done our superstar dev defensive end. We're going to give him a huge deal, see if we can even just kick some of that cap to the years that we're not even ever going to play. Gabe Smith, a D tackle. We'll give him 5-year deal. Yeah, man, geez, this guy's coming on Sith. 90 overall. Beautiful. Even though he wants more money. We have Cesar Ruiz, first-round pick in 2020. He wants more money. Smith, I want to re-sign. Lacey, I want to re-sign. Probably Faison will let walk. But that could come back to bite us in the ass, especially if we re-sign Alvin Kamara and then he decides to retire this offseason. That would be annoying. But Lacey, Smith, Ruiz, Sith, and Alvin Kamara are going to get new contracts. Even though they're trying to bend me over here. Come on, guys. Get with the team spirit. Take some friendly deals so we can gear up for year 9 and year 10 and have a legit chance at competing for a Super Bowl. Thanks. Signed management. We just got a superstar X Factor off a sim. I don't think I've ever done that. Especially a defensive line. They had to hold him with like 50-some yards or something crazy like that. Hell yeah. And at this point, haven't I told you, it's the pattern. The pattern of sim. You can get into a pattern. It's predictable. Didn't do anything last year. We are 13-1 right now. Nothing crazy going on. We couldn't buy a win last season. We were like the 13th worst team. And then just, flick the switch. Gonna be good this year. So, we did lose 2 games. I don't know how many 16-0s we've had. I feel like we've had like 1 or 2. 14-2, that was as good as it gets. It is our 5th divisional title victory of the rebuild here, and now we're in year number 9. On terms of dev traits and stuff like that, and hidden devs, McMillan came out as a star dev, which is, a little annoying, but, can't complain. Still a solid player. We got Dunn going out to an X Factor, and especially on the defense, that might be the first time on the defense we've got a guy go from superstar to superstar X Factor just in the sim. So I'm pleased with that. And I definitely know Jamie Newman went off. He had like 3 or 4 offensive players of the week. And there you go. 39 touchdowns. 3,900 yards, 39 touchdowns, 8 picks. We had a huge year, Alvin Kamara. Really hope he gears up and returns for one more season. Fortunately, can't say the same for our receivers. Defensively, Lewis, 89 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 picks. We got 13 sacks for Dunn, 13 for Twyman, 10.5 Nick Bowen. Love seeing that. 4 picks, Harville Peel. Solid interception numbers. Can't be too upset about that. The number 1 offense in the league. Deshaun Watson's your MVP. Jamie Newman coming in at number 3. NFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Saquon Barkley. Newman at number 2. Kamara at number 7. J.J. Watt on the Eagles now as your Defensive Player of the Year. For the individual awards, Jamie Newman is the top quarterback. Ruiz is the top lineman. Cool. All right. We have that first round bye, so figured out who we're going to be taking on in the 2028 divisional round, it is going to be the 9-7 New York Giants. Michael Thomas coming up to us, telling us this is going to be the final run. While we're at this point, in case I forget, let's take his career stats. Where's Michael Thomas finishing? Obviously, he was the most disappointing player of this rebuild. But where he's at for his career is 1,100 receptions, almost 14,000 yards, and 84 touchdowns. I mean, in real life, he should surpass that, especially if he stays in New Orleans. Keeps getting fed those touches. But, I mean, yeah, obviously, one of the better wide receivers. Really, really good numbers. Versus 9-7. How am I going to get angry today? Hopefully I don't get angry. You know, we thought we'd get screwed the year we won the Super Bowl. And I'm feeling kind of fishy about this one. But the team's looking and playing well. We have the number one offense. It's Michael Thomas's last hurrah. Should be enough to motivate this squad to show some fight in at least the second half. Down 14. 2 touchdowns. That's nothing. We can get that. Right? No, we can't. Number one offense. Can't get 2 touchdowns. Going to get shut out for the entirety of the second half. Yep. Well, you know, it's always, you know, year 10's making some interesting. Trying to get that 3rd Super Bowl in year number 10 as, yeah, Michael Thomas in his final round. Newman has a stinker of a game. Michael Thomas, 4 catches, 24 yards. Pretty much has been this rebuild from a Michael Thomas standpoint. Free agency, there's a superstar, not even a scheme fit outside linebacker. We'll throw a bid on him, but literally one of the worst free agency periods I've ever seen. Like, this is straight up garbage, man. Like, oh, the best ones, we might as well bring back our RB2, right? At this point, at that cost. Oh no, he's gonna cost too much. But yeah, we'll get a linebacker. So for our final draft, here's kind of where we finished. Simmed it out after the first 2 picks. Pretty good first 2 picks. In the first round, we got Brendan Gordon for Nebraska, 77 scheme fit, only a normal dev, and a really weird build for a D end. Goddamn Elvis Doomerville over here. And in the second round, we got Angel Barlow from Oklahoma, 74, hidden dev linebacker from Oklahoma. Actually looks, I mean, two players that definitely could grow and develop into studs for this team. Unfortunately, we're in year 10. Year 10 is here for the New Orleans Saints, 89 overall. I mean, we are as good as we've been at any point in the rebuild. I love the fact Alvin Kamara just stopped regressing. That needs to be like that for almost any player that's old and still playing at a high level. Yeah. So no more Michael Thomas. That's probably the biggest omission, biggest change on the offense. Everything else really remains the same. Defensively, yeah, not seeing any crazy changes. He brought in Emmanuel because he literally was the only player that was a remote upgrade in free agency here for year 10, and we might as well spend our money. There's no point just going to the grave with it. So I'm happy with this team. I think we definitely have a team here that can make a run. Holy, I did not think. I was literally trying to capture the last little week 17 sim because I did not think we were going to make the playoffs. We were not particularly good. I just simmed halfway through the year. We had 3-4, I think was our record, but we found a way. Oh, yes, sir. Found a way to get our 6th divisional title. Beautiful. And if we can win a Super Bowl here, this will be our most successful rebuild. Right now, we have 5 divisional titles and 3 Super Bowls with the Raiders. That is the best one we've done. And if we have a chance, obviously, 6-3 is better than that. Stats, meh year from Jamie Newman. Huge year for Alvin Kamara, yet again. Impressive. He's been the best player of this rebuild, easily. Defensively, Lewis, 99 tackles. We got 14 sacks Sith, 13.5 Twyman, 10.5 Bowen. I mean, our sacks are on point. Interceptions are acceptable. We have the number 11 offense in the National Football League. Defensively, the number 1 defense. We're ready for a run. Brock Purdy wins his 2nd MVP. That's an ideal. Not exactly what we're looking for. Saquon, Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year. I personally don't think we're going to have a lot of award winners. This was more of a team effort, which it was. And we got to run the gauntlet. And it starts against the 10-5-1 Giants, who the last time we made the playoffs, they were the team that knocked us out. Papa Bear, you know what that means? You should know by now. Things get a little weird. We'll hop in, try to help execute a drive. Usually plays itself to just throwing a Hail Mary in the 4th quarter. That's why, like, it's one of those things. When you put it in context, you're like, oh, C4. He only comes in, throws Hail Marys, and 60% of the time he converts it. Well, 90% of the time when I come in, it's 4th and 10 in the 4th quarter, and we need to make a big play happen. So we're getting actually pretty close to needing to come in here. There's a lot of shenanigans going on. Our team is struggling immensely. Down 11. Would love for them to get anything. There we go. Instant touchdown. Get a tutty there. Okay, if we can get a stop, I'm coming in. There we go. Let's take it over. We got 1st and 10. $1:11 on the clock. No Michael Thomas. We don't really have a legit wide receiver one. Alvin Kamara is our best playmaker still. Let's see if we can get outside the pocket and throw it. I mean, Newman does got some wheels on him. Might as well tiptoe down the sideline. That's a big gainer. Up to the 44. Yeah, that's actually going to be a tough question here. Of who's the go-to guy. Lacey's a blocking, like he's probably Tamorion Terry. But even then, man, he's not, he's like a, what, like a 86 star? I mean, we don't have that elite star talent. But I truly do think we got to find a way to get this ball into Alvin Kamara's hands. Ooh. Get out of bounds. I don't even know what Newman is from an athletic standpoint. I think he got probably, 70 speed, something in that range, 80 speed, low 80s. So we got all of our depth players on. Phenomenal. Exactly what you want on 2nd and 4. Your playoff. Can we throw it up? We throw it up, and Brackenridge gets the touchdown between the corner and the safety. That could be enough to punch our ticket to the next round. Let's see. Giants, it goes to over. So, well, we finished the rebuild with 6 divisional titles, 2 Super Bowls. Very successful rebuild, even though there's a very annoying end to it all. We finished as 91 overall squad across the board. Team's pretty solid. I guess we can look at some of the career numbers. That's how we'll wrap this one up, especially Alvin Kamara. So Jamie Newman taking over for Drew Brees. I guess you could make an argument that Jamie Newman, better quarterback than Drew Brees. 2 Super Bowls to his 1 Super Bowl. Statistically, I mean, when all is said and done, he'd probably be like a 40,000 passing yard quarterback, 300 some tutties. I think there could be an argument that, if Newman plays another 6-7 years, somewhat similar to Drew Brees, he'd be the greatest quarterback the Saints ever had. Alvin Kamara was 16,000 rushing yards, 145 touchdowns. So where does that put him for career rushing yards? He's in the top 10 for rushing yards. He is also in the top 10 for touchdowns. I mean, he's been the best player, most consistent player in this rebuild for us. Oops, that's not what we need. We need the career stats there. Let's see what else we got. Also chipping in with 6,500 receiving yards, 35 receiving touchdowns. So what's that? 180 total tutties. Yeah, pretty damn good. Terry was solid. He's a wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 for most of his career. On the defensive side, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson finished with 819 total tackles, 32 TFLs, 9 picks. We got 78 sacks, Jalen Twyman, 42 for Zach Bond, 11 picks, Lionel Smith. Yeah, it was a good rebuild when all said and done. 6 divisional titles, 2 Super Bowls. It doesn't get much better than that. So from that, I just, give it to you guys. What team do you want to see next in the Madden 20 realistic rebuilds? We just keep going with the team that's at the very top of the comment section. We got Minnesota Vikings, LA Rams, Indianapolis Colts, Dallas Cowboys, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tennessee Titans, Carolina Panthers, Kansas City Chiefs, New York Jets, Seattle Seahawks, 49ers, and the Baltimore Ravens. Let me know in the comments. As always, the first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. And until next time, it's C4 saying peace out.